while these birds are getting down. So it is about 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's still cool enough for me to be able to water. And taking a look, and you can see that my VP plant watered these last night, and they still kind of moist, still got some morning dew on them. This is our mint here. And then, of course, this is the mojito mint. You see it's doubled in size. Looking at our rosemary, looking good. I'm hoping it'll fill out, but it's gotten taller. You see I have a hole here. So what I did is I took the onion that was here and I moved it out into the big yard, the big planter out there in the field. And then my thyme, again, is steady growing. And as you can see here, this guy has gotten twice as big, so looking good. So I'm probably going to transplant him out here with the rest of the basil. Let's take a look. Whew, the birds are getting down this morning. They're really, really happy. So I've got the onions. You can see I transplanted this one out of that pot. Once I took him out, he had taken up the entirety of that pot. So it was time for him to grow because he had no root stimulation going on. And you can see just a comparison of the two. These are the same age. And this guy is a little bit taller than him. So just waiting for them to go in. Again, my ADD is kicking in. I'm going to have to realign these rows a little bit. And then as you can see here, I've got my purple basil, which looks good here. They've actually started to send some shoots up from different levels. But again, these all started as pretty small plants and now they're growing pretty big. So I'm gonna have to do some pruning. I've already started harvesting that. These are relatively new. This is the mint icy lavender, such a long, strange name, but I'm curious to see what it's going to look like once it's full grown. But as you can see here, we're already starting to get a little shoot. Tomatoes. So conventional wisdom says that I'm supposed to just take these flowers off, the first flowers off, but I'm starting to get some fruit flowers. This is the first step of the actual propagation. And you can see I've got some shoots coming in here as well. Got some other starting to produce. You can see this little guy here, the black creme, is actually starting to grow upward, which is good. So he'll be ready to be staked as well. And also tomatoes, make sure you stake them as soon as you can so that they can start to grow vertically like they're supposed to. And if you look here, you see this little guy? My first little cucumber is coming in nicely. And you can see I have some other buds here. Might not be in focus, but I got that. These are beans, all came from seeds, right? Dust off a little bit of the fertilizer. So they're starting to come in. So what I'm going to do is put some trellises in for them. I don't have any peppers yet. My eggplant, man, I found out that I'm going to have to do some stimulation on it because they're not getting, pollinators aren't coming through here. So it's producing flowers, but it won't produce any fruit. And part of that could be not enough water, which is possible because they are like cucumbers and some of these other fruit. They're majority water, so I want to do that. So that's what I was kind of doing here, is kind of manipulating the stamen so that I can move the pollen around. Hopefully it'll pollinate and germinate further or propagate more. But yeah, just looking for flowers, and may have to get like a Q-tip or something, kind of stimulate some of that. But as you can see, it's still producing flowers, right? It's just not producing any fruit. They get to a certain point, then they die. This guy hadn't produced anything. Oh, I say that, and then there's a flower right here. You see that? Right there. And then eggplants are starting to grow tall. The Italian eggplant. this guy, I'm going to go ahead and pick him because this branch is using up all of his energy just to put this one small fruit in. So I'm going to go ahead and take him off so to stimulate the plant to do more. I don't see anything coming off of the peppers yet. Same thing for the okra, although they are starting to get tall. But let's see here. The zucchini is going crazy. And if I look through here, you can see that there are a couple of flowers that are coming up there. And I've got one big flower, but the leaf coverage is really taking over. So I may have to move him into his own thing soon. But that's what we're looking like out here in the garden. I'm going to go ahead and, even though the soil is good and moist, put down a little bit more water for some of these more thirsty plants, such as the eggplant and the cucumbers and tomatoes, and we'll see what we got. Thanks, guys.